We are guided by the Lord to take up and do these 7 tapasyas. Let us do them with our utmost bhakti and shraddha. The 7 tapasyas nowadays we are guided to do are the Veda Parayanam, the Dhyana Puraka Mantrocharanam, common sense thought, Mangalacharana Shloka, Guru Parampara Smarana, Sankalpa for Sanatana Dharma for the entire universe. Upanishad Mantra Parayanam and the most important, Upanishad Mantra Adhyanam with Bhashyam. Upanishad is Shwethashwathara, chapter 6. The mantras right now in the context are so powerful, so important that we miss the importance of that only owing to our own Tamoguna and Rajoguna. If we are in Shuddha Sattva Guna, we know we will understand that through these mantras, the Shruti Mata and the Rishis are guiding us for the best and the highest. Such an inspiring topic that most unfortunate if somebody is missing to understand the importance of these mantras. That is the Upanishad we are studying. All these are done by us to make our Vyaktitva, Lokasevaka Adi very highly blossomed so that we are growing spiritually within us, helping the world, serving the world outside. And it can't happen without the Krupa of Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha, Devatagana, Guru Gana and Shastra Gana. Basically, we are doing all these sadhanas to invoke their Krupa only. So, for this most sacred activity, we welcome you all heartily. Come, let us revel in this together. Good, you came, appreciations, gratitudes that you are a part of this Mahayagna of Rishi Parampara Sanatana Dharma Seva. Come, today in our first activity of Veda Parayanam, we will do Akshibhyam Te Suktam as well as Agni Suktam. Two Suktams one day we learn. Om अथ वेदपारायणम् ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत दशममण्डलम् अथ त्रिषष्ट्यधिकशततमसूक्तम् अक्षिभ्यां ते सूक्तम् ॐ अक्षिभ्यां ते नासिकाभ्याम् ॐ अक्षिभ्यां ते नासिकाभ्याम् कर्णाभ्यां चुबुकादधि कर्णाभ्यां चुबुकादधि यक्ष्मं शीर्षण्यं यक्ष्मं शीर्षण्यं मस्तिष्काज्जिह्वाया विबृहामि ते मस्तिष्काज्जिह्वाया विबृहामि ते ग्रीवाभ्यस्त उष्णिहाभ्यः ग्रीवाभ्यस्त उष्णिहाभ्यः कीकसाभ्यो अनूक्यात् कीकसाभ्यो अनूक्यात् यक्ष्मं दोषण्यं अंसाभ्यां यक्ष्मं दोषण्यं अंसाभ्यां बाहुभ्यां विबृहामि ते बाहुभ्यां विबृहामि ते आन्त्रेभ्यस्ते गुदाभ्यो आन्त्रेभ्यस्ते गुदाभ्यो वनिष्ठोर्हृदयादधि वनिष्ठोर्हृदयादधि यक्ष्मं मतस्नाभ्यां यक्ष्मं मतस्नाभ्यां यज्ञः प्लाशिभ्यो विबृहामि ते यज्ञः प्लाशिभ्यो विबृहामि ते ऊरुभ्यां ते अष्ठीवद्भ्यां ऊरुभ्यां ते अष्ठीवद्भ्यां पार्ष्णिभ्यां प्रपदाभ्यां पार्ष्णिभ्यां प्रपदाभ्यां यक्ष्मं श्रोणिभ्यां यक्ष्मं श्रोणिभ्यां भासदाध्वंससो विवृहामि ते भासदाध्वंससो विवृहामि ते मेहनात् वनं करणात् मेहनात् वनं करणात् लोमभ्यस्ते नखेभ्यः लोमभ्यस्ते नखेभ्यः यक्ष्मं सर्वस्मादात्मनः यक्ष्मं सर्वस्मादात्मनः तमिदं विवृहामि ते तमिदं विवृहामि ते अङ्गादङ्गाल्लोम्नो लोम्नो अङ्गादङ्गाल्लोम्नो लोम्नो जातं पर्वणि पर्वणि जातं पर्वणि पर्वणि यक्ष्मं सर्वस्मादात्मनः यक्ष्मं सर्वस्मादात्मनः तमिदं विवृहामि ते तमिदं विवृहामि ते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः shanteः. So the yakshma roga, from all our levels of personality, we are wanting to get rid of. That's the very, very required thing. The yakshma roga is the leprosy type of disease which eats away. You have to just watch only. You can't do anything. Every cell and part of the body is eaten away. Kshaya rog we कहते हैं उसको. Now, Om Atha ऋग्वेद संहितांतर्गत दशममण्डलम् अष्टमाष्टकम् अशीतितमसूक्तम् अग्निसूक्तम्. ॐ अग्निः सप्तिं वाजं भरं ददाति ॐ अग्निः सप्तिं वाजं भरं ददाति अग्निर्वीरं श्रुत्यं कर्मनिष्ठाम् अग्निर्वीरं श्रुत्यं कर्मनिष्ठाम् अग्निरोदसी विचरत अग्निरोदसी विचरत समञ्जन्नग्निर्नारेम समञ्जन्नग्निर्नारेम वीरकुक्षिं परं पुरन्धिं वीरकुक्षिं पुरन्धिं अग्नेरप्नसः समिदस्तु अग्नेरप्नसः समिदस्तु भद्राग्निर्महीरोदसी आविवेश भद्राग्निर्महीरोदसी आविवेश अग्निरेकं चोदयत अग्निरेकं चोदयत समत्स्वग्निर्वृत्राणे समत्स्वग्निर्वृत्राणे दयते पुरोणे दयते पुरोणे अग्निर्हत्यञ्जरतः अग्निर्हत्यञ्जरतः कर्णमावाग्निरद्भ्यो कर्णमावाग्निरद्भ्यो निरदहज्जरूथम् निरदहज्जरूथम् अग्निरत्रिं घर्म अग्निरत्रिं घर्म उरुष्यदन्तरग्निर उरुष्यदन्तरग्निर नृमेधं प्रजया सृजत्सम् नृमेधं प्रजया सृजत्सम् अग्निर्दाद्रविणं वीरपेश अग्निर्दाद्रविणं वीरपेश अग्निर्ऋषिं यः सहस्रासनोते अग्निर्ऋषिं यः सहस्रासनोते अग्निर्दिवहव्यमा अग्निर्दिवि हव्यमा तथा नाग्नेर्धामानि तथा नाग्नेर्धामानि विभृता पुरुत्रा विभृता पुरुत्रा अग्निमुक्तैर्ऋषयो विह्वयन्ते अग्निमुक्तैर्ऋषयो विह्वयन्ते अग्निं नरो यामनि बाधितासः अग्निं नरो यामनिबाधितासः अग्निं वयो अन्तरिक्षे अग्निं वयो अन्तरिक्षे पतन्तोऽग्निः सहस्रा पतन्तोऽग्निः सहस्रा पर्याति गोनाम् अग्निं विष ईडते मानुषीर्या अग्निं विष ईडते मानुषीर्या अग्निं मनुषो नहुषो विजाताः अग्निं मनुषो नहुषो विजाताः अग्निर्गान्धर्वीं पत्याम् अग्निर्गान्धर्वीं पत्याम् ऋतस्याग्निर्गव्योतिर् ऋतस्याग्निर्गव्योतिर् घृत आनिशत घृत आनिषत्ता घृत आनिषत्ता अग्नये ब्रह्मरुभवः अग्नये ब्रह्मरुभवः ततक्षुरग्निं महामवोचाम सुवृक्तिं ततक्षुरग्निं महामवोचाम सुवृक्तिम् अग्ने प्रावजरितारम् अग्ने प्रावजरितारम् यविष्ठाग्ने महि यविष्ठाग्ने महि द्रविणमायजस्व द्रविणमायजस्व ॐ शान्तिः 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 टुगेदर ॐ अथ अक्षिभ्यां ते सूक्तम् ॐ अक्षिभ्यां ते नासिकाभ्यां कर्णाभ्यां चुबुकादधे यक्ष्मं शीर्षण्यं मस्तिष्कात् जिह्वाया विवृहामि ते ग्रीवाभ्यस्त उष्णिहाभ्यः कीकसाभ्यो अनूक्यात् यक्ष्मं दोषण्यमंसाभ्यां बाहुभ्यां विवृहामि ते आन्त्रेभ्यस्ते गुदाभ्यो वनिष्ठोर्हृदयादधे यक्ष्मं मतस्नाभ्यां यक्नः प्लाशिभ्यो विवृहामि ते ऊरुभ्यां ते अष्ठीवद्भ्यां पार्ष्णिभ्यां प्रपदाभ्यां यक्ष्मं श्रोणिभ्यां भासदाद्भंससो विवृहामि ते मेहनाद्वनङ्करणाल्लोमभ्यस्ते नखेभ्यः यक्ष्मं सर्वस्मादात्मनस्तमिदं विवृहामि ते अङ्गादङ्गाल्लोम्नो लोम्नो जातं पर्वणि पर्वणि यक्ष्मं सर्वस्मादात्मनस्तमिदं विवृहामि ते ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ अग्निसूक्तम् ॐ अग्निः सप्तिं वाजम्भरं ददात्यग्निर्वीरं श्रुत्यं कर्मनिष्ठाम् अग्निरोदसी विचरत्समञ्जन्नग्निर्नारीं वीरकुक्षिं पुरन्धिम् अग्नेरप्नसः समिदस्तु भद्राग्निर्महीरोदसी आविवेश अग्निरेकं चोदयत् समत्स्वग्निर्वृत्राणि दयते पुरूणे अग्निर्हत्यञ्जरतः कर्णमावाग्निरद्भ्यो निरदहज्जरूथम् अग्निरत्रिं घर्म उरुष्यदन्तरग्निर्नृवेदं प्रजया सृजत्सम् अग्निर्दाद्रविणं वीरपेश अग्निर्ऋषिं यः सहस्रासनोते अग्निर्दिवि हव्यमातता नाग्निर्धामानि विभृता पुरुत्रा अग्निमुक्तैर्ऋषयो विह्वयन्तेऽग्निन्नरो यामनि पातितासः अग्निं वयो अन्तरिक्षे पतन्तोऽग्निः सहस्रा पर्याति गोनाम् अग्निं विष ईळते मानुषीर्या अग्निं मनुषो नहुषो विजाताः अग्निर्गान्धर्वीं पथ्यामृतस्याग्नेर्गव्योतिर्घृत आनिषत्ता अग्नये ब्रह्मरुभवस्ततक्षुरग्निं महामवोचामासु वृक्तिम् अग्ने प्रावजरितारं यविष्ठाग्नेमहि द्रविणमायजस्व ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Keep chanting, we are in practice and good touch. Stop chanting, everything goes away. So, if anything better than this there for us to do, leave this and do that. If not, leave everything and do this. Vedic chanting. That's how we have to inspire ourselves and be on the path of all these sacred doings. Friends, in our today's second activity of Dhyana Purvaka Mantrocharana, mhm, today let us learn the Hayagriva Gayatri Mantra. Simple. Vidmahe Dhimahi Prachodayat. Mhm. Om. So, Hayagriva Bhagavan is Narayana Vishnumurti Avatara. Griva is like Haya, therefore Hayagriva. Griva is the head. So Bhagavan comes with the elephant head also, with the horse head also, you know, to do the service to the world. With the lion head also, Nrsimha Bhagavan. And the total body is Matsya Kurma Varaha. So beautiful to see the kindness, compassion of the Lord. So this Madhu and Kaitava Rakshasas are said to have taken away, stolen the Vedas from Brahmadeva. So now the Brahmadeva without Vedas is not able to do the creation or Srishti, the work given to him. And therefore he just prays to Bhagavan Narayana. So Bhagavan Narayana came in this Hayagriva Avatara and finished those Madhu Kaitava Rakshasas, brought back those Vedas, gave to Brahmadeva. Brahmadeva continued his Srishti Kriya. In the Vedas, entire Jnanam is there. Therefore, Jnana Prapti, Jnana Pratishtha. These two are the blessings we receive from Bhagavan Hayagriva when we pray to him, which are so very essential, you and I know by now. So, in this way, we know the Bhagavan Hayagriva with Mahe, and lot of beautiful Hayagriva stotrams are there. In so many Puranas also, Hayagriva Kathas come. The variety of Lalita Sahasranamas we study, or Saptashatis we study, in all of them, Hayagriva Bhagavan is found to be the Guru, and Agasthyadi are found to be the Shishyas. So these are the sufficient evidences and proofs for the presence of Bhagavan Ayagriva and for his Shakti and for his Krupa and Karuna, both to establish Dharma by giving Brahmadeva that knowledge, and also by giving the Veda Jnana, Tattva Jnana, the establishment of Paramadharma also is done by him. May our intellects grow sufficiently to grasp all these truths. Thus, Dhimahi, we do the chanting, we do the upasanas, we do the mantrocharanas, stotras, japas, kirtana, bhajana. Finally, we see to it that our dhyana is always only on Bhagavan Hayagriva. Pleased with this, when he asks us, what do you want? He'll ask us. The only one thing we ask him, Prachodayat. May I be by all means be Prachodita only for the ultimate goal of Paramatma Prapti. Let none of my personality layers be distracted, dragged towards anything else, whatsoever the reason, for whatever reason. No. In this way, do the Prachodanam, O Lord. See the beautiful prayer. Okay. So the mantra is what? Om Vagishwaraya Vidmahe Hayagrivaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsaha Prachodaya. So Vagishwaraya Vidmahe. So he is the Ishvara of the Vani. The Vani is the Veda Vani. So he gave in the beginning. Again, when they are taken away by that Madhukaitava, again he only brought and gave back to Brahmadeva. Therefore, Vag Ishvara he alone. Then Hayagrivaya Dhimahi, he is in the form of Sharira Manushya, but Griva is that of Haya. So Hayagrivaya Dhimahi. Then he is the pure Paramahamsa Swarupa. Pure Hamsa means the pure consciousness. Therefore, Tanno Hamsaha Prachodayat. So in that, we are asking him to bless us also with that Hamsa Sthiti, starting from the Pakshi Hamsa Lakshana and Manushya Hamsa, and in the Manushya Paramahamsa. Pakshi Hamsa, as it takes milk and leaves the water, we also in our life give up the adharma, papa, and take up dharma and punya. And the Manushya Hamsa, we take up the higher purificational sadhanas, yoga, bhakti, adi. And as a Paramahamsa, realize the reality. So much immanent in everything. Isn't it? So beautiful. So in this way, Vagishwaraya Vidmahe Hayagrivaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsaha Prachodayat. So remember Bhagwan in that Hayagriva Rupa. Hayagriva Rupa is different from Bhagwan in the Varaha Avatara, is different from Bhagwan in Nrsimha Avatara, etc. So Hayagriva Avatara also one of the 24 avatars. Om Vageshwaraya Vidmahe Hayagrivaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsaha Prachodayat. Om Vageshwaraya Vidmahe Hayagrivaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsah 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 Prachodayat. Om Shri Hayagriva Paramatmane Namaha. Mam Raksha Raksha Paripahi Paripahi Atmanabhavam Prati Prachodhanam Kuru Kuru Swaha. सदा सर्वदा सर्वान् अस्मान् आध्यात्मिक साधकान् सनातन धर्मं रक्ष रक्ष. That's good. Krishna Vasudeva. So, Veda Parayanam done, Dhyana Muraka Mantrocharanam done. Third aspect of ours today, the common sense thought, spiritual common sense thought. Not a mere common sense, but spiritual. Now, 1.1 is in our today's common sense thought. As a human being with the given abilities, faculties, what is that first we have to do and achieve? As a human being with the given abilities, faculties, and resources, what is the first thing you have to do and achieve is to know actually what we have to achieve and what we have to do, isn't it? And what are the things that are given by Lord to us is the intellect. So the first thing should be to be clearly know what is the ultimate to be achieved and how to be achieving that. Right? Like throughout the day, throughout the life, so many things we are going on doing. What is the final outcome of all of that? Especially all jnanams we are gaining, vidyas we are gaining, knowings we are doing, isn't it? The final outcome of all this is to know what is to be ultimately gained, isn't it? Then how to gain? These are the first two things a human being with his intellect must know. While listening to this, know that we are human beings, therefore it is talked for us, about us only. I am a human being, I am given intellect, I must know what I have to gain and how to gain. And not a very difficult thing to understand. If little of pause we see, we pause and we see, little pausing and only two things. Freedom from all parimitis, limitations, parichinnatas, and obtainment of the samagrata or anantata or purnata. That's what all of us are seeking. The infinitude, the endlessness, the permanency. Naturally, it is opposite to all finitudes, impermanencies, temporariness. मतलब परिमिति से अपरिमिति, अपूर्णता से पूर्णता, limitation to unlimited. This is what we all are finally seeking inside. Know it. Secondly, this purnata, this infinitude, this limitlessness is discovered only when we discover our own essential self. Luckily, you and I can directly jump into this thought because other than this, throughout the day, we are not studying any other subject. Isn't it? Therefore, as a human being, as a grown up human being, as an intelligently grown up human being, as a highly grown up, matured human being, the clarity should be there that this is what we need to and want to achieve. And the sadhanas for that. Okay, this is the point one today. The point to do is what? Very, very essential. In fact, to discuss that only we are here. That this topic we discussed not once, few times, and very essential. So, as many times as it is needed, so many times we can discuss that. Our desire, therefore, now as a human beings at this age, after exposing to so many Upanishads, etc., our desire now should become day by day so deep and intense to know that reality, to realize that real self. Think about it. And the desire should be becoming so much stronger and stronger that in that strongest desire for the self, all other our sankalpas and desires for anything else, which even when fulfilled will bind us, should start appearing to us as meaningless, should start appearing to us like a blade of grass, like tuchha, as you say the word in Hindi or Sanskrit. हर तरह का इच्छाएं कामना में तुच्छ दिखना चाहिए. Then, whenever such thought sankalpa for anything else comes in us other than Paramatma, we should feel ourselves insulted, humiliated by our own mistaken mind. We should feel regretted and guilty that such a negative thing I am desiring, which is going to bind me. Think about it. Giving a little pause, please think. Especially as we are growing in age, becoming older, nearing to the death, all the fears of death, all funny worries start creeping in us. Now, is it not wisdom that much before any of those enemies come, or Shatrus come, that we fill our heart with all the army, air force, navy of the soldiers of this knowledge and wisdom? That much before these things come, I must realize that I am not the upadhis, I am the self. If I have to realize I am not the upadhi, I am the self, where it starts from? It starts from the desire for that. That I have to realize the self, I have to know the self, I have to experience the substratum, which is the theme of all Vedanta, all Upanishads, all the teachings of the Guru. So the desire for that has to become deeper and deeper, deeper. कंटिन्यूअसली होता हुआ एनी अदर डिजायर कमिंग उसको knowing that it is an enemy by all the means it has to be eliminated. One of the things yesterday day before we spoke how to eliminate them. Today we are seeing the another one. Why I am getting the tuchha kamana or this desire is very very mean. This is what was binding me for millions and millions of lives. Now, after studying the Upanishads, I cannot justify to desire anything which is contrary to my highest desire of wanting to be Purna, wanting to be Ananta. That's our main goal. The main goal is to become or discover the Purnata, Anantata. And for that, the Purna, Ananta, Paramatma only we have to desire. And while desiring it intensely, consciously, because of our habits, earlier habits, or by now we are very clear because of our own inner vasanas, thousands of desires start or keep coming as a habit. You know, all the desires, whether the desire for the artha, the wealth, and wealth procuring objects, whether the desire for kama is to indulge in the objects procured, or any other desire which be attained to sustains me to be an ego identified with the sthula sukshma karana shariras. Any desire which makes me a strong jiva or ego identified with sthula sukshma karana sharira, all of that is binding. So we have to grow mature as a student of Upanishads that this desire leads to this type of bondage. So I should not have, I will not have. Here and now I am giving up. Consciously I am giving up and asking the Ishvara who is the wielder of Maya. O Lord, you said, Mamayave Prabhadyante Maya Mehtab. I understood the Kamana is the Maya. So I want to transcend this Maya Metam Taranti, the Kamana, for anything else. So I am surrendering to you. Yes, you may laugh at me that earlier I only was asking all these things. But you can also smile that by your grace I have changed from asking anything else to only asking the ultimate. Think about it. So you can be pleased with me, this improvement of mine, and no more tests. You know why? What is the result of any of test? कितना आप करना चाहते हो? मैं साफ सुथरा बता रहा हूँ आपको कि I want only that, nothing else. Therefore, see to it that my mind never gets any sankalpa for anything else. In that way, engrossing ourselves in the kamana for Paramatma and eliminating, ensuring to eliminate any other kamana, again which sustains us to be a jiva dehadi tadatmyata, is the thing which we have to achieve. If we achieve, just to see how much of the dignity, the self-respect and freedom we feel inside us. It is done through such prayer, such contemplation, such exercises again and again. Naturally, when once the desire is only for Paramatma, then all those things which we have to do throughout the day are only to fulfill that desire of knowing Paramatma. Therefore, any other activity in which Paramatma Prapti sadhana is not there, slowly we have to reduce. So कामना नहीं है तो काम्य कर्म नहीं है, तो आत्मज्ञान कामना है तो आत्म प्राप्ति साधना only should happen through us. That every moment, what am I doing? Only doing those things by which I go nearer and nearer to my own self. Isn't it? And what are the things which take us nearer and nearer to me, to the self? These things which we are doing throughout the day in our classes. That Upanishad Shastra Shravanam, Adhyanam, Mananam, Chintanam, by which what are the things we are gaining? One, the spashtata regarding the Swarupa of the Paramatma Tattva. The spashtata regarding the Tatastha Lakshana of the Paramatma. The spashtata regarding where the Paramatma is available. That is in the cave and core of our own inner personality called as the heart. The spashtata regarding how to reach to that identity or that level. That we are right now at the three deha level or five kosha level, in whatever the language you talk. So slowly rising above in our identity from this, we have to identify with that self. This is what is the knowledge we gain through the study of the Upanishads. So that alone we have to do also. Anna? And this sadhana is very spashta rupena told to us. Slowly develop the sakshitva throughout the day. Aham sakshitiyo vidwan vivichaivam punah punah. As we grow in age, much before we die, these we have to achieve, otherwise we die only with ignorance that aham jivosmi dehosmi. Again, next life we will be born like that. Why? And in this very life also, when I know I am the self, and in the self, these upadhis are kalpita. The kalpita upadhis are getting vikalpita. Therefore, the concept of birth and death only have transcended. Whatever is happening to the Panchamahabhuta made upadhis, called as Stula Sharira, etc., I am only witnessing it. See that? Now, can there be any greater joy and happiness than this when we discover it? And freedom from that bhaya and dukkha that something is happening to my sharira, etc. Otherwise, what is the way? There's no other way. That's what even in the Upanishads we are studying nowadays. Shwethashwathara Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya. That only we are talking now as common sense. So therefore, tuchha desires for anything else other than Paramatma be slowly given up. Those were the days when I was not studying Upanishads and discovered the highest goal that in my ignorance I was seeking the people, their company, love from them, respect from them. I was seeking the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha objects and indulgence in them. That was the time of ignorance. Now I have studied Upanishads. Now I understood Paramatma alone is Satya. Now I understood everything else other than him is Mithya. Yet appears to be Satya because I gave value to them. And I am getting bound because of projecting and giving reality to the never existing the world. अब इतना वेदांत पढ़ने के बाद it's a time for us to start becoming practical. In that practicality, the two things are every desire is given up, only Paramatma is desired. Right now, only one can close eyes and see in the core of our heart क्या desires है. The long life of the body, healthy life of the body. If it is for sadhana, okay. If it is for bhoga, it's wrong. So too, more money, more buildings, any of such things is still we are in delusion. Same way in the form of people, the children, the grandchildren, the great grandchildren, their love, their affection. Where are children, grandchildren? All of them are jiva, came into those shariras, eking out their own prarabdha and doing their karma and evolving or devolving. How can we have, after studying Vedanta, wherein we discarded ourselves to be a jiva, that we have the relativity with other jiva? अब फ्रीडम आना चाहिए हमको अंदर से. As we saw day before yesterday or yesterday, very clearly that by attaching to our own these living beings, even out of our love and concern and dutiness, we are binding them also. You know, we are binding them only. Like when I have a tota, etc. in the pinjara, I think that I am feeding it, I am spending time with it, I am talking to it, I am loving it. With all these notions, still we are binding that तोता into that पिंजरा only. We are restricting its freedom. छोड़ो उसको, जो जाना है उसको जाने दो. In the same way, when we don't study Upanishads, when we have not come up to that level of knowing reality, knowing liberation, all this nautanki, which was just the projection of the mind, okay, allowed. Allowed in the sense, there is no way. हम तत्व शास्त्र पढ़ने के बाद फर्क तो होना चाहिए. वेदांत शास्त्र पढ़ने फर्क होना चाहिए. Otherwise, with all our attachment to them, we die one day. And they are attached to us. अरे they रोते रहते हैं. अरे मेरे दादा मर गए. Why should they cry? They should be celebrating, not that way. Ki, my dada, dadi, nana, they gave me the spiritual knowledge. And they told me that's what is to be realized. Now they are on their path, gone ahead. I also will do that. They should be happy with the knowledge given by us to them rather than miserable because of our attachments. Isn't it? Thoda to we have to cut all these emotional ignorances or emotions born out of ignorances. हो गया बस. वो खेल जितने भी बार करो ऐसा ही रहता है. Now you can see today and yet tomorrow, yesterday we started, how Leela will tell about her earlier life. Now Leela is a Jiva. Jiva par karke, she is in the Ativahika Deha now. Even she is very close to Chidakashaha Ahamasmi. But as a Jiva in her Brahmana Jivana, Brahmani, how she was there in that Girigrama, she tells all the things to mother that she was doing the Atiti Puja, Seva, she was taking care of children, dasis and all. But she knows that all of them were out of the ignorance projected. She, by recollecting them, not attaching to them, she's only telling mother that how me as a Jiva bound was doing all these funny, laughable things. Now I have evolved. I have detached from all these upadhis. I have discovered myself Chidakash. She is narrating all that. Very interesting, very useful topics. Our evening classes are so complementing to our morning studies. Okay, so though we are talking under the common sense thought heading, still for us, the students of Advaita Vedanta or Upanishads Brahma Vidya, this is a common sense thought only, which is a rare commodity or a rare, what do you call, precious thing for those who never study Shastra. उनको ये सब बातें पता भी नहीं होती. So the summary of today's discussion is only two. No more any tuchha desires. Only one desire I have to establish in my real essential self. Therefore, no more any tuchha karma throughout the day. Only one karma or sadhana which takes me to my own anubhuti. And in that, aham sakshi asmi for everything else and aham brahmasmi. Only these two. Whenever that sakshitva abhyasa we can't do, why should we can't do? We should do. That time some upasana and prayer to Ishvara. And what is upasana and prayer? Not again those things in which our dehadita adatmya grows. No. O Lord, give me more antakarna shuddhi, more viveka, more vairagya. Or complete antakarna shuddhi, complete viveka, complete vairagya. That not even one thought of mine is spent for anything else other than you. See that? In this way, when we intensely, deeply only hold on to our Guru Ishtadevata through these prayers, and then use the opportunity blessings given by them in the form of these classes for the practice of these sadhanas. Isn't it? Throughout the day we can do whatever small little necessary obligations we have to do. Tab bhi I am the Sakshi. Of all of that, as a Sakshi, I am Bodhaswarupaha. अब कहना शुरू करना है बस. Within 1 or 2 years of time, that knowledge that I am Sakshi with regard to the world and I am Bodhaswarupa with regard to myself has to become so strong that Aham Dehosmi, all of that notion should be loosened. That's called as Visharana of the samsara. Isn't it? अब उस स्थिति में पहुंचना है. Imagine a guru, our Puja Gurudev and all. They lived in the body, but did they consider the body to be them? पार हो चुके हैं नहीं. That should be our आदर्श. वो हमारे लिए एग्जाम्पल्स होंगे. भगवान शंकर lived in the शरीर, but he is transcended देहोस्मि ना. Leela transcended देहोस्मि. Deha she left in the Antapura. Now with Mother Saraswati in that Ativahika Sthiti, she is traveling everywhere and should not we desire that? Should not we try for that? Then why are we studying all this Shastra? We have to finally focus on ourselves. We have to finally help ourselves by finally transcending Upaditadatmya and go to the Nirupadika Tattva. And million times all Rishi Munis Gurus have said, million times we have heard that other than this there is no way for liberation from all bondages. Feel the meaning of bondage again and again. With the Dehadi Upadita Adatmyata, whatever happening to them, I consider they are happening to me. Janma Jara Roga Mrityu. That is bonding. And the funniest thing is what? These upadhis are never real only. Only Mithya Kalpita. So Mithya Kalpita upadhis we give Satyata, and with given Satyata, whatever is happening to them which is natural, we think that it is happening to us. We have studied this, no? Atmani Adhyaropanam. We have to, at least few very crucial Vedantic thoughts, we have to become practical. Otherwise, two problems. One, we have insulted all the Guru Rishis, we have given this knowledge. Second, even after listening this, if we still suffer, like others who never understood Vedanta, suffer, are frightened because of all modifications that are happening to upadhis, what is the use then? हम में और दूसरों में कोई फर्क नहीं है जो शास्त्र नहीं पढ़ा, तो फिर क्या फायदा पढ़ के शास्त्र? Good idea, Swamiji. From tomorrow, then I will not come to class. Go. Who cares? That dignity in us, that I am the student of Vedanta, Upanishads. Therefore, I have to digest this knowledge. Therefore, I have to start living this knowledge. And in this knowledge living, only two things are there. Now, I am not Sopadhika Jiva, I am the Nirupadhika Brahma. To experience it, the Brahma Abhyasa done one side, other other side, the Sakshitva to the Upadhis. Isn't it? Imagine a state where I am purely a witness to all the Upadhi and anything happening to Upadhi, I am not at all touched. हो गया ना मोक्ष आधा. बाकी आधा क्या है? Then who are you as a Sakshi? I am the Jnana Swarupa, I am the Gnapti Swarupa, I am the Bodha Swarupa, which is Deshatita, Kalatita, Vastu Atita. Desha Kala Vastu, Parichinna Rahita. Therefore it is Ananta. I am that. अब देखो उसका क्या आनंद होगा. This is what we are studying Vedanta again and again. As an ornament, I am temporary. As a gold, I am permanent. As a wave, I am temporary. As a water, I am permanent. As a pot, I am temporary. As a mud, I am permanent. As Dehendra Prana Manobuddhi Yukta Upadhi Yukta Jivata, I am temporary. As the Adhisthana Brahma, I am permanent. अब घुसा कि नहीं नॉलेज हमारे दिमाग में अभी तक, है ना? घुसना चाहिए. All our gurus are trying that only throughout the day through so many Upanishadic classes. Who is more blessed than us? Who are more blessed than us? Who are continuously bombarded with this relentlessly. And it will continue. We have two more big Upanishads to study after this. I will not leave study of this. Chandogya Vridaranyaka. मैं तो करूँगा. And you hold on to this or not, it is in your choice. I will not say that I will not leave you because I will not hold on to you. I will hold on to only the Upanishads and classes. You have to hold. Isn't it? Find time. Be in your own privacy. At that time, think about all this. Like that cow having taken the grass, एक जगह बैठ के, how it does the chewing, isn't it? We also, now so much of grass we grazed, of all the Shastra Jnana, from good amount of time. Then sit one place, start grazing. Charvanam kahite na, manana chintana. So what is the essence of all the knowledge given? And what is my goal? How to match these two things? Then, therefore, what are the two things? As today told, desire and activity. Desire for Paramatma, all actions are to realize that Paramatma. Conversely, no desire for anything else, therefore, no unnecessarily karma for anything else. बस जीने के लिए जो दो वक्त भोजन करना है किया, बाकी वो मिनिमम है. बाकी सब लीव इट टू द वर्ल्ड. सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणम रजा अब करने का टाइम आ गया. अदरवाइज वी विल मिस, है ना, दिस ब्यूटीफुल थिंग. जब मिला तभी यूज करना विजडम है ना. अब मिल रहा है हमको, भरपूर मिल रहा है. अब अभी फुल मैक्सिमम यूज कर. Use this opportunity of this knowledge receiving from the gurus and use this opportunity of the freedom fully given. We are so fully free now. We are not a collector of a district. We are not a governor of the state. We are not president of a nation. Isn't it? Are you so? At least मैं तो नहीं हूँ. And not a managing director of a big company. Nor even the manager of your big house. Children are taking care, servants are taking care, the wife is taking care. Doing nothing. That time where we are not given any responsibility, duty, highest grace of God. And we should not make it disgraceful by not using it for the highest purpose. Isn't it? ये महान महान अनुग्रह है, उसको उपयोग करना. Now for us, no world with the indriyas, no world with the mano sankalpa. For us, only one world, that is Paramatma. Isn't it? That Upanishadic mantra, remember? कि ये शाम नहा अयम आत्मा अयम लोका. For me, for whom this Atman alone is loka. Where is the meaning for the outer world? Realize that inner self. Outer world again, remember, it is like that only. Janma Marana of our Dehadi, and in between them, the relation with the people, and in that sentiments and emotions and attachments and attractions. Same nonsense. Why do we value that? It's only by our giving undue value that they appear to be valuable. If you are wise enough, we should discover that is तो बच्चों का खेल है वो. Those are not in that magnanimity of understanding the Adhisthana Brahma. For that, wretched minds or narrow intellects, all these are meaningful. Not to you and I who are studying the Vedanta. और मिल क्या रहा था उन सबसे अभी तक जो फंसे हैं? You are attached to everyone and everybody kicked only. You want to continue? मजा आ रहा है स्वामी जब डंडा लात में लगा ही रहो फिर. We are not going to tell you to from our side. You are not doing it for me ना. अब मेरे लिए करते हो तो I can tell you. आप आपके लिए तो मैं क्यों कहूँ? So only two things. Desire only for Paramatma, all other desires, get out. I don't want anything, bas. No name, no fame, no recognition, no respect from the world, none of the outer things. अरे यही तो हमें बाहर खींच के ले जा रहे हैं ना. And I want only that desire should consume us so much. Din raat, we should become so restless for it. That's called tivra jignasa, tivra moksha. That's what Tulsidas ji tried to say. Kami hinari piyari jimi, lovi priya jimi dama, timi Raghunatha nirantara priyalaga mohi. Hey Rama. That we have studied, but they didn't touch only that shloka. I wonder, इतने अच्छे अच्छे चीज हमने पढ़ा, but they never touched such a thick skin we are. And we have to realize and don't justify it. मैं ऐसा ही हूँ स्वामी जी. There's no more frustrating thing than this to a guru when you say, मैं ऐसे ही useless हूँ. And out of the frustration, he said, so if you are useless, then why should I hold on to you? He just leaves. Then what you said you are useless, that is proved only after that. No, 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 no. We have to change the track of thinking everywhere. That emotion of the mind justifying should be transcended with the understanding of the intellect. So the desire for Paramatma, pursuit for Paramatma, that's it. Nothing else in my life. बस सीखो बैठना, सीखो अंतर्मुख होना, सीखो साक्षी बनना, सीखो discovering ourselves, establishing it. Thereafter, being that self, the whole world is my own play. Why only this one stupid upadhis of five koshas? Every five koshas are me. That shackle of only this panchakosha, when it is broken by discovering our self to be the substratum, every panchakosha is my own play, isn't it? Their arrival, their play, their dance, their departure. जो भी नाटक हो रहा है मैं तो इंटैक्ट हूं ना, और ये सारा नाटक मेरे को एंटरटेन कर रहा है. See that knowledge has to be made practical and experiential. So highly spiritual common sense thought. Today we discussed ultimate. There is nothing greater than this to be discussed, even as the theme of Upanishads. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु. ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो. ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानां विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधाजलदे. ॐ भवता जनता सुहिता भविता. ओम ब्रह्मानंदम परम सुखदम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्रोक्त ऋषि मुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूल पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थमस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थं कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशङ्करभाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओं नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। पारायणम् अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः 10-11 ॐ ततो यदुत्तरतरं तदरूपमनामयम् य एतद्विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ते अथेतरे दुःखमेवापि यन्ति सर्वाननशिरोग्रीवः सर्वभूतगुहाशयः सर्वव्यापी स भगवान् तस्मात् सर्वगतः शिवः महान् प्रभुर्वै पुरुषः सत्त्वस्यैष प्रवर्तकः सुनिर्मलाम् इमां प्राप्तिम् ईशानो ज्योतिरव्ययः. Chanting is done. Now let us study the 15th mantra with Bhashyam. ॐ एकोऽहंसो भुवनस्यास्य मध्ये स एवाग्निः सलिले सन्निविष्टः तमेव विदित्वा अतिमृत्युमेति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय. Once more. ॐ एकोऽहंसो भुवनस्यास्य मध्ये. Feel once more. एकोऽहंसो भुवनस्यास्य मध्ये स एवाग्निः सलिले सन्निविष्टः स एवाग्निः सलिले सन्निविष्टः तमेव विदित्वातिमृत्युमेते तमेव विदित्वातिमृत्युमेति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय. Again. एकोऽहंसो भुवनस्यास्य मध्ये स एवाग्निः सलिले सन्निविष्टः तमेव विदित्वातिमृत्युमेते नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय. Friends, before starting to the study of Bhashya, the summary of this shloka is only by knowing that Paramatma we transcend Mrityu. Only knowing Paramatma we transcend Mrityu. Mrityu means before Mrityu, all the Janma, Jara, Roga, and between Janma and Mrityu, all the samsara. All of us have samsara. As a human, we also have samsara of the duties, the professions, the wife, the husband, children, Roga. All. As an animals, this samsara is not there, but struggle for survival, existence, protecting from weather, protecting from other animals. वो संसार तो है ना. All that limitation, bondage, dukkha, samsara, all of that put together is to be understood in this word mrityu. Okay? Then tameva viditva mrityu matyet. Only by knowing that Paramatma Tattva, then all these above said things, which are put in one word called mrityu, one atyeti transcends. Not only that, anya pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path existing for the moksha. This is the meaning of the third and fourth line. Why is it so? Right now only we understand. Because in that Paramatma only, all these Janma, Jara, Roga, Mrityu Adi are totally absent. Therefore, realizing Him, we transcend all. Secondly, other than that Paramatma, in all these projected things, by nature, by default, all these things are there which we have listed out now. The knowledge, subject knowledge is so simple and direct. Janma, Jara, Roga, Mrityu, Yukta, Upadis, when we live at that level, identifying with them, we will go through that only, na, which is called samsara. If there was no other option left out, that then we would have settled in this life only. But when there is an option to transcend all these identities with the Kalpita Upadhi, to identify with the Adhisthana, when that option is there, then why should we justify identifying with them and suffer? Why can't we become wise to identify with that Tameva Viditva, the self, in which none of this samsara is there? This thinking is called Vedantic thinking. And to do that thinking, two things required. One, long time exposure to this knowledge about the presence of that self through the listening to Upanishads only from our gurus. There's no other way. First point. Second is even to come to listen and while listening, apprehending or understanding, the sufficient amount of antakarana shuddhi is required. And the ashuddhi of antakarana with rajas and tamas, always the mind tends to run into the world. It is never there available for the knowledge about the reality given by the guru. So knowledge is under register naiva, then when do we contemplate and when do we understand that there is one being called a self in the identity of it, with it all the mrityu yukta samsara is transcended, that won't get registered. That's why the Antakarana Shuddhi again and again repeated in our world, in our Shastra. What is Antakarana Shuddhi? Absence of the Ashuddhi of Tamaguna, of laziness, lethargy, absence of the distraction of the Rajoguna, of the Chanchalata. Then the presence of Sattva of the Antarmukata and Ekagrata. Right now also you can feel कि the Guru Parampara is telling me the Upanishadic Jnanam. So I have to listen with my ears carefully and I have to understand it is said in the language known to me only. So let me understand what it is said. This is called Sattva. And not that you are thinking about when will the class end and when will I have my eating, drinking, then that is Rajoguna. When the mind is in that guna, even the highest knowledge is given by the greatest of the Guru. We are not available to listen. Or if you are in Tamoguna, it's only an extension of the sleep in the class. We are not even aware what is happening. That's the meaning of free from Rajo and Tamoguna and fully in the Suddha Sattva as the Antakarana Shuddhi. That should be gained and maintained all through. Otherwise, whenever the Sattva goes, along with it, the Tattva also goes away. And whenever the Rajoguna comes, the whole world will come. The samsara will come. Isn't it? Whenever Tamoguna comes, we are the most useless. Liability to the world. Khate sote. Think about it. Always in Sataguna, always in Tattva Shravana, Tattva Chintana. That should be the outcome of this learning. What is the learning? Tameva viditva timrutyumeti, anya panta vidyate ayanaya. अब the guru is not selling his product here. इससे बढ़कर दूसरा कोई चीज नहीं है, तुम यही खरीदो. है ना? He is not doing his own personal prachar. Isn't it? It is the love and compassion of them that having experienced the reality, instead of just staying there, they are coming to us and our level and telling us, beta idhar aao, tumko moksha milega. And in this world, it's always like that. Okay? Those are our true well-wishers, whether it is God, whether it is Prakriti, whether it is Guru, whether it's parents, they are the ones whom we neglect maximum, whom we disrespect maximum. And the other thing, the wife, husband, children who every day kick us, and them only we value more. And the objects which again and again deceive and cheat us, we value them only. That murkhata won't go by itself. We have to transcend. We are not telling whether you love the things and beings or not. We are telling to love the Guru, Shastra, their Upadesha, their Jnana. It's so funny कि such great classes going on with so much of love our Gurus are teaching. How stupid the people that they skip all the classes and permanently some of them. I to feel sometimes so pity and laughing at their arrogance and negligence and carelessness. Knowing that the classes are happening in which the Brahma Vidya is taught, still people afford such an arrogant audacity not to come. But still the gurus feel, is what to do, it's not in our hands. So may they get that thought. If not here, somewhere else, let them listen to Brahma Vidya. That's how they do Sankalpa and they continue their work. Tameva viditva atimrutyumeti nanya panta vidyate ainaya is not the product sale by the Guru. He is out of his love and compassion telling us the upaya for the moksha permanently. Mind you, even though it is in an Upanishad, in one chapter, in one shloka, to come to that is a fortune, and that is the highest thing. Don't look at the small book and small speaker and small shloka and small sentence. No, in an atom as so much of energy is there. So too in this one line only, everything is there that which we have to understand. We have to be convinced about. That is why studying a text like Mahabharata, 1 lakh shlokas, and studying one mantra of the Shwethashwathara where it is said, Tameva viditva atimurtmeti nanya panta hina vidite, ye उससे महान है. Because the entire Mahabharata and such texts you study, there is only Jiva, Deha, Vyavahara, Antakarana, Upadi, Karma, Karmapala, Janma, Marana. All nonsense only told from this standpoint. Here only one sentence. Knowing the self, you transcend all samsara. In life also, whole life what we have done, isn't it? If you calculate it, everything is done but Brahma Vidya not gained. Everything is done but Brahma Anubhava Prapti Prayatna not done. Then we have not done anything else. To make us understand that only all these studies. So that we realize our mistakes and at least we rectify now. Only one mistake we have done, that we continue to be a samsari. And only rectification is be a sadhaka of the self. That's it. Isn't it? Tam eva viditva eva mrutyum atyeti na anya pantha vidyate. There is no other way. And add this or connect this to our common sense thought. Therefore, desire only for Paramatma and nothing else. When the desire is for Paramatma, then do only the Adhyatmic sadhanas which fulfill this desire. Why involve again in the worldliness? Oh, no, no, then why, how will I survive and all? अरे तुम्हें सर्वाइव के लिए 2 रोटी चाहिए वो भगवान योगक्षेम वहां में हम कह दिया. Isn't it? Reduce all your needs and demand. That's why the sadhu sannyas वो घर भी नहीं रहता उनको घूमते रहते. When घर ही नहीं है, then you don't have any objects to have because where will you carry them? But we have 10 bedroom house. Naturally, you have to buy the sofas and chairs and furniture for that, and you have to maintain them. And you see that funny thing how a human being gets bound by his own ignorance. It's all ignorance. वही साधु संत कहते मैं पेड़ के नीचे रहूंगा मंदिर में रहूंगा बस. You know, like in Dattatraya's lessons, one of the lessons is this. Learn from a snake, he says. What is that? Stay in the house constructed by somebody. You don't construct it. In this regard, I always remember father. We used to live in a one single bedroom house. So we used to tell him, Koshish kare kuch house. He used to say this sentence, huh? Don't misunderstand it. And don't feel bad for me for that or angry with me. He used to say, fools construct the houses and wise men live in them. He used to say. And we never had any of our own house and all that thing. My example, when I have a house and I want all the things. When I have friends, then I have all the obligations. This is the whole samsara. Na? अब साधु संन्यासी क्या कहते हैं? I have to pursue Paramatma. Paramatma is inside. To become inside, cannot be outside. I'll be outside only if I have all these procurements and possessions, etc. That's why sarva parigraha bhoga tyagaha kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. So to in Gita, that 13th chapter, you know, अमानित्वमदम्बित्व हिंसा क्षांतिराजो आचार्योपासनम शौचम स्थैर्यमात्म निग्रह इंद्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम अनहंकार एव च Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam asakti aparishvangah anavishvangah puttradara gurhadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishtanishtavu patishu वैचानन्य योगेन भक्ति व्यवचारिणी विविक्त देश सेवित्वम अरतिर जन संसदि. All these things they are required, and all of them are if our goal is Paramatma. And how can there be any other goal other than moksha giving Paramatma? तो इस तरह खुद को सोचना है. Nobody is thinking for us. Others are giving ideas to think by ourselves and take right decisions and do right actions and get out of self-created samsara. देखो our बेवकूफी. We create our own samsara and we observe the other equally stupid samsarians and we take them as an example and we continue. It should be the other way around, no? We should create within us an atmosphere of spiritual sadhana, and to inspire that in us, in that we have to look at the great spiritual giants and saints, and from them we have to learn and say that yes, I have also taken a good decision. साधक संत महात्मा को एक्सपीरियंस एग्जाम्पल के लिए प्रेरणा के लिए लेना चाहिए ना. दोनों हमारे सामने. Samsari inside in front of their sadhu, great sadhak also. And it is our choice whom we take as an example, as an inspiration. This is how, first of all, we have to turn within. We have to think that we have to think. Then we have to think. Then we have to think and understand that our thinking and understanding so far was wrong with wrong data. Now get the right data and start rethinking. With the right data, rethinking, the right understandings will come. And the only right understanding is realize the self. That's what we are doing through study of Upanishad. है ना? But you know, I read so many other books, I listen to so much of news in TV. वो उसमें ये सब नहीं बोलते हैं. अरे इसीलिए तो वो बोलते हैं ना. ये बोलेंगे तो उनको मुंह बंद हो जाता है उधर. The ones who speak Vedanta, they can't talk anything else. है ना? Not to speak Vedanta only, they speak all those things. But how much they speak, but that is not necessarily true logical, no? Not necessarily authentic. So for us, the authenticity is the Shastras, the logic is employed by the Gurus, etc. The knowledge understanding is what's given in our Shastras. And what is it? Nanya panta enaya vidyate tameva vititva ati mrutyumeti mrutyumatyeti. You know? See that these knowledges, we have to keep on listening till we get convinced in our own interest. छोड़ दिया again तो छूट जाता है. Same thing, the problem for us is stop again Vedanta class, again go into the world. In a moment's time, the Maya of the world occupies our mind so much, and we also have earlier habits and vasana. फिर से वही real लगने लगता. That's why Gajasnanam, elephant. Taking bath, again putting the dust on the head, on the body. Right, friends? So, of this mantra, a beautiful Bhashyam. एकः परमात्मा हन्ति अविद्यादिबन्धकारणम् इति हंसः भुवनस्यास्य त्रैलोक्यस्य मध्ये न अन्यः कश्चित् कस्मात्. वेरी गुड डिस्कशन. So come tomorrow, we'll study that. Sarvam Bhagavad Charanarindarpanam. Om 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 Purnamadaha Shruti Matre Namaha. Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Taste the Brahma Vidya again with another text, Gita. Please come.